Yo, what's up? What's up, y'all? Smash that like button. Y'all coming to the building. Top of the morning, Derek. Top of the top. Top of the top. People better stop playing with 50 Cent, man. How you gonna try to scam 50? Like 50 in an old school hustler, bro. Seriously? You should try to get over on 50? That's the last person. How many lawsuits 50 don't won? Add this to the list. Yo, top of the morning. Japanese man with the Japanese writing. Salute to you, man. But how many times they gonna play with 50, bro? I'm like, you seriously right now? Serious right now? That man 50 done took somebody home and stuff. So 50 Cent gets a green light to seize a former employee's home, then gets back to mocking Diddy. Next, listen, man. You know, yo, we gonna get to the Knicks. We gonna get to the Knicks. You heard? Singapore. We gonna get to the Knicks. That's what I was trying to avoid. You know, I made a post last night. I'm like, the Knicks gonna win this game right here. Woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? They got smoke. They smoked. The Knicks got their boots smoked. You heard? Smoked turkey tails, man. The Knicks got smoked turkey tails. 50 Cent gets a green light to seize a former employee's home. So even the judge said, go ahead, take it. Yo, even the judge said, take his home. Take that. 50 is a gorilla out here, boy. So, and then he gets back to mocking Diddy. Now, in the Diddy trial, they name dropped 50 name yesterday when, what's that girl? Well, what's her name? But Diddy's former assistant was on the stand yesterday. And can you name three basketball players? Three basketball players what? On what team? You know, what year? What era? You mean three basketball players I like? Three basketball players I dislike? You gotta be more specific, you know? But anyway, yeah, I think her name was what was that girl name? Anyway, she was on the stand yesterday and they was name dropping. They name dropped Suge Knight. They name dropped 50 Cent. So 50 Cent get to mocking. Can you name of all time who I like of all time? You know, you gotta put yeah, you know, this is my opinion. You know, everything is opinionated. All opinionated. Of course, you know you gotta put Kobe there. Of course, you know you gotta put MJ there. But for like a big dude, a center, I'm gonna put who's a center? I gotta go with Hakeem Olajuwon. So Kobe, Jordan, and Olajuwon. For a big dude. Because Olajuwon, he got handle. Olajuwon could spin. We get to the Olajuwon, boy. Hakeem Olajuwon is still out here training people. Yeah, let me see if I can find a video of Hakeem Olajuwon training people. Because Hakeem is still out here training. That's some bro. Let me see. Yeah, but that's my three. But um yeah, they name dropping 50 Cent and all that. Let me see what I can find. They name dropping 50 Cent. So 50 Cent get to the mocking Diddy. Let's update that. Hakeem the Dream. No, we don't need that right now. So I hope I answered your question, buddy. I hope I answered your question. So let's get back to the 50 Cent article. 50 Cent. So what did this guy do? Let me get you out of here. You need a timeout. How about that? You need a timeout. So what did 50 Cent do? I mean, what did the guy do to 50 Cent? So, so Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, now has permission to seize the Connecticut home of a former employee who admitted embezzling from Sire Spirits. So Sire Spirits is a 50 Cent liquor company. So a former employee admitted to embezzling, which is stealing. So he was stealing money from 50 Cent's company. So 50 Cent has permission to seize his Connecticut. Now y'all know the homes in Connecticut, they big. You know, we ain't talking about no projects. We ain't talking about no apartment. We're talking about homes in Connecticut. Wow. Mess with 50 Cent and he might come for your house. Oh man, the rapper's company Sire Spirits got the okay last week. So this is last week from a federal judge to seize the Connecticut home of former Sire executive Mitchell Green as partial payment towards a $7 million debt after a federal bankruptcy judge lifted an automatic stay that had prevented transfer of the property. They lifted a stay. Wow. $7 million debt. Nihar na, translated into English, it means hello, brother. Nihar long, ni. Thanks for the lesson. Appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for the lesson, brother. My Chinese counterpart. The rapper company Sire Spirits got the okay last week from a federal judge to seize the Connecticut home. And even seizing a home still wasn't enough. He owed $7 million. That's the same amount Game owed to that Priscilla Rainey. Game owes her $7 million. And guess what? He's going through the same thing. Priscilla was ordered by a judge to seize the Game's home. Ain't that the irony? The Game's home is also getting seized. So that's what they're doing now. You can't pay, they seize your home. It's nasty work. They got to get their money, man. So Mitchell Green as partial payment towards a $7 million debt after a federal bankruptcy judge lifted an automatic stay that had prevented transfer of the property. That took 50 Cent real name Curtis Jackson III and his legal team a little more than 4 years to accomplish. Wow, so 50 was fighting this since 2021. It took them 4 years to actually get this this situation, wrapped up. Get the situation put in the books. So it says it took Curtis Jackson and his legal team a little more than 4 years to accomplish from when Green confessed to embezzling from his employer via a kickback scheme involving wholesalers until last week when the stay came off the house. Bronson Cognac and Chemin de Raw Champagne, both owned by Jackson, are managed through Sire Spirits. So they're owned by Jackson, but managed through Sire Spirits. And I love how 50 Cent, is doing what he got to do when it comes to that money, man. He owe, rapping ain't going to be around forever. Man, we got to diversify our portfolio, man. You think Jay-Z still want to be rapping? You got to, You got to diversify your portfolio. You got to do other things. As you get to 40 and 50, man, you better be doing, You better be a mogul at that point. Otherwise, you wasting your time. You still gonna be rapping, 40 years old, 50 years old, you still rapping. You supposed to been a multi-millionaire if you've been in the game since the 90s. If you've been in the game since, you know what I mean? The inception. That's why my crypto profile is crazy. Talk that crypto talk. Talk that crypto talk, man. Bro, like I'm scared of crypto, man. Like that's still new to me, man. Even though crypto been around for what, 10 years, all that. Like I don't know about the crypto stuff. I don't, I still got, it's so new, even though it's been around for like a decade or something, it's still new to me. Like it's like a newborn baby. That crypto thing, you know. So yeah, like what's crypto like? Like a piece of coin or something that you can hold? A physical coin? Is that crypto? A coin? You know what I mean? Cause oh, that's something else. That's some new age stuff. It's my man said my crypto profile. I don't know about that crypto thing, man, but but it's good to educate and it's good to you know what I'm saying, never settle. Like that's diversifying your portfolio, jumping into something that's whole new. Now I mean change is good, man. Don't let nobody tell you change is bad. Change is a good thing, you're never let nobody tell you different, man. Change is a good thing. So Branson Cognac and Chemin de Roy Champagne, both owned by Jackson, are managed through Cider Spirits. So Green admitted in February 2020 that he had been raising prices and getting kickbacks from wholesalers that were labeled agency fees. So that was his scheme. He was upping the price and getting kickbacks from wholesalers. Mm. You know what I'm saying? That's why, when you a boss, you always got to watch out for dirty employees, man. No matter what company you in or what business you in, employees are always going to try to get over on the boss. It just happens. You always got to be vigilant for the employees that's trying to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? Always. That's just the real world. So you always got to be vigilant. This ain't no fairy tale. That was an employee of 50 Cent who was doing kickbacks through wholesalers for years to the point it went up to 7.5 million because he was raising up the prices. He was raising up the prices and he's embezzling 7.5 million. He got caught, admitted to it, and 50 got to seize his home. And still he owes more money. Probably still owe, his home probably like 2 million. He probably still owe 5 million more. I know he don't got no $7 million home. That's what the judgment is for. 7 million. He don't got a $7 million home. His home probably 1.5, 2 the most. Man, it's crazy, man. You always gotta watch for employees that's dirty, sneaky, underhanded. You call them dirty employees. They everywhere. They got dirty cops. You know what I mean? Everything. You got to drain the swamp. Drain out the swamp. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good that we live in a society where you could sue for wrongdoing. Period. If you stole millions from me, I'm taking you to court, bro. I need my, you know what I mean? I don't care what y'all call that. This is business. I'm in the business. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna let nobody take $7 million from me and I ain't gonna sue them. You crazy? Are you crazy? Are you insane in the mind? Come on, man. You got to be ignorant to say, nah, man, I'm gonna stick to street code. What? What street code is that? I need my money in full. And if you don't got my money, I'm taking your house. That's gangster. I'm seizing your house. Ain't nothing you could do about it. I'm seizing your house. Like, come on, bro. It's insane. That man get to do that. So let's get back. This article is interesting. So Saya Spirit's father requests with the U.S. District Court, New York Southern, on September 1st, 2021, for confirmation of an arbitration agreement of a little less than $3.5 million in damages, according to court documents reviewed by the Times. Green had been embezzling from 2018 to 2020 when someone attempted to blackmail him over the $2.2 million in kickbacks. That's where the blackmail comes in. That's where the blackmail comes in. Somebody attempted to blackmail and they blew the whistle on the whole operation. So it was multiple people in this. It was multiple people getting, scamming 50 Cent. But somebody wanted more money from this guy and he probably ain't budged. Blew the operation. That's blackmail. I come to you like, yo, listen, man, I need such and such from you. Okay, you can't give it to me? All right, cool. I'm gonna go blow the whole operation. It's done. Now, but the bad thing with blackmail is never enough. Because if you pay off the blackmailer, guess what? He's coming back with more money now. Now I need a bigger amount. And guess what? You got to pay that too. Because if you don't pay it, I give it up anyway. I give up the whole operation. So you're never out of a blackmail situation because I'm coming back for more money. Okay, he paid me this. I'll be back. You know what I mean? It's never over. That's why, what I'm saying, you can never fall into the trap of it. It's a trap. It's never over. Crypto is digital currency. Okay, digital currency. So like yeah, man, I gotta look up that crypto stuff. I'm gonna definitely get into, I got a couple of dollars to spread around, man. That's the thing, to have your dollars and know what to invest in. Don't go buy clothes, get fresh to death. If you got a couple of dollars to spread around, spread it into investments. So I'm gonna look into the crypto, definitely. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is insane, man. This person was blackmailed. They was all scamming. They thought 50 Cent was a stupid rapper. You crazy, man. 50 Cent is a businessman. You know what I mean? He's treating that like the drug game. You got to come on top. You know what I mean? You got to treat the corporate just like the drug game. Same, different tactics, but same MO. I got to come out on top. I got to buy up all, this is legal money now. So I ain't got to watch my back. I ain't got to worry about no bids. This is legal hustle. Now, of course it involves suckers and squares. That's all good. You know how to deal with them. I got lawyers to deal with the suckers and squares. You know what I mean? Deal with that. Go eat that case up. Oh, word? Go bring me his house. Go bring me his house. That man owe me $7 million. Go get that for me. I ain't got to, you know what I mean? I send my lawyer to go do my dirty work. Oh, word? That's what they doing over there? Shut that down. Send them cease and desist. I know what's going, you know what I mean? We shutting that down. Boss think. You got to think like a boss, man. I think like a boss, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no stupid rapper. Of course 50 ain't no stupid rapper. He came into the game with vitamin water. $100 million deal off the bat. Vitamin water. Got G-Unit sneakers. Got G-Unit merch. That ain't no stupid man who just thinking about rapping. Rapping is alright. But I want to hit the tours and I want to make 40 million. How much Kendrick made in one night? Hold up, man. How much did Kendrick make in one night off of that tour that I put up? How much he made in one night? Who y'all playing with, man? We need that bread. How much did Kendrick make in one night? Let's go. Let's go to that. That what tour? Kendrick tour. Kendrick breaking records on tour in one night. How much did Kendrick make in one night? In one night. What show was that? Yeah. Seattle. Seattle. Kendrick made 14.8 million one night. Only people who make that amount of money in one night is boxers. Mike Tyson, he made 30 million in one night. One night. So Kendrick could be compared to a boxer. They're the only ones who will make 30 million one night, one fight. Kendrick did one concert, 14.8 million. We talk money here. We don't talk that. Nah, it's money, bro. Let's get to the money. You know what I mean? Can't be playing, bro. 14.8 million in one night. I gotta take my show on the road if I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You gotta see that as motivation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta shoot for this. Oh, damn, Kendrick make that one night. Let me take my show on the road. Let me print out some T-shirts. Let me, let me incorporate some stuff from 50 Cent. Let me get some, a water brand or something. Let me incorporate stuff from Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang had that Wu wear. So let me get some merch. Let me incorporate, you know what I mean? Let me incorporate some stuff from all the greats, man. What are we here for on this planet? What are we here for if not to be great? What are we here for? Y'all don't hear me though. What are we here for, bro? I'm here for greatness. When I step in the room, they know it's greatness in there. What are we here for? What are we here for? You know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about the Knicks, man. The Knicks got whooped on last night, man. The Knicks is down 3-1. The Knicks outscored Boston in the fourth quarter. But then it was too late, man. They lost. Come on, bro. Let's get to the Knicks in Boston, man. I mean the Knicks and the Pacers, man. Boston Boston is dirt. Let's get let's get to the Knicks and Pacers, man. Yeah. That was a nasty game, man. They lost by 9 points yesterday, man. Last night. The Knicks lost by 9 points. They down 3-1. So the first quarter, Indiana had 43 points. The Knicks only had 35. Second quarter, the Knicks 29, Indiana 26. Okay. But they was already down by 8 first quarter. It's already down by 8. But, like when they was, when I seen it was down by 8 in the first quarter, I was like, uh-oh. All right, now we go to the third quarter. Indiana scored 33. Knicks 27. We go to the fourth quarter. The Knicks had 30 points. Indiana 28. But then it was too late. You know what I'm saying? Like the Knicks, they dropped the ball, man. They down 3-1. No team has ever came back down a 3-1 deficit to win the finals. No team has ever done that. All Indiana got to do is just close them out. That's it. That's all the Pacers got to do is close out the Knicks now. It's over for them. This is reality of it. It's over for the Knicks, man. 3-1. I'm thinking finish them. But that's Indiana. They did it last year. They came back this year. This is our Achilles heel, man. When are we gonna defeat Indiana Like, this is the second time they been a roadblock for the Knicks. This is the second time, man. Back to back. Back to back. Indiana did it again. Ah, we should have won that first game. See, that first game cost us the whole series, bro. We had the lead in the fourth quarter, but 4 minutes left. Y'all gave up the lead, bro. Not even gave up the lead. Y'all had the Pacers come back to tie up the game. And they took that game. They took the second game. Then y'all won that game on Sunday. Yeah, I had a little life. But yesterday was very important that you win that game and tie up the series. And anything less than a series tied, you going down 3-1 is certain death. It's just a matter of time, bro. Because Indiana done got y'all figured out. All they got to do is put the nail in the coffin. That's it. Nail in the coffin, man. That's all. That's all the Pacers got to do. Put the nail in the coffin. If I'm the Pacers, I'm thinking finish. I'm thinking finish. Period. And my teammates is the same way. And the coach is salivating at the mouth. The coach is foaming. Because he see that championship ring in a vision now. The coach is foaming. We thinking finish if we the Pacers. It's only right. It's only right. You thinking finish. 3-1. Oh, we closing them out. They ain't winning nothing else. And I think the next game, where's game 5 going to be? Let me see. Game 5, Pacers and Knicks, location. It's probably in Indiana. Oh, it's okay. He's in New York. So game 5 is going to be in New York. Got to win that game. I don't care about nothing else. Game 5, you got to win that game. Got to win game 5, bro. New York got to play like it ain't no tomorrow, bro. The Knicks got to, bro, foul these fools, bro. Hurt them if you got to, bro. Play rough basketball, bro. Play 90s basketball, bro. That's the only way the Knicks gonna win. If they play real aggressive, bro. Word, bro. They don't got that heart of the lion, bro. You see it in my eyes, bro. I'll be on that, finish. That warrior spirit, man. Got to have that lines right there. That warrior spirit, Doc. That spirit of what? They don't got that. I look through the eyes of your brows. What Beanie Siegel say? You look through a man's eyebrows, man. You look through right here. You look a man right there, man. I bring it to the tip of your nose. That's on bro, man. I try to rally my Knicks, man. Y'all seen it. I put up the post. I tried to rally my Knicks last night. They lost. I ain't take it down. That'd have been some sucker stuff. Take it down. Try to rally my team. You know what I'm saying? But, we go into the bitter end, until they eliminate us. I'm going to say we going to win every game. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm going to do. Game 5, we going to win that. How about that? Game 5, we going to win that. We lost game 4. All right, cool. Wipe off your wounds. Lick off your wounds. Whatever. Let's get to the next game. Don't even worry about that. Forget that loss. You can't change that. We worry about game 5 now. We back at home. We back in New York. Game 5. The crowd got to be on 10. No, the crowd got to be on 1,000, man. MSG got to be turned up, man. For real, man. We got to rally with our Knicks, man. My Timberwolves down 3-1-2. That's why I don't be bad. That's why I don't be betting, bro. Any given night, right? RC, salute to you, man. He says Timberwolves are down 3-1-2. About to eliminate us too. Yeah, bro. I thought the Timberwolves would have advanced, bro. At least the Timberwolves, they down 3-1. It's a rough series, gang. It's a rough series, bro. It's a rough series, man. They down 3-1. Knicks is the same way, bro. The Knicks in that same boat. Yo, I thought it would have been the Timberwolves and the Knicks, bro, competing for this thing, man. I guess I was, hey, listen, man, it's not over yet, bro. It's not over yet. You can't, you know what I mean? One game at a time. You don't know what's gonna happen any given Sunday. You don't know what's gonna happen. We can't say, oh, I don't know nothing, man. I just know game 5 is very important for the Timberwolves and the Knicks. That's all I know. Yo, it's a very important game, man. Where the Timberwolves gonna be at? Timberwolves game 5 location. Where they gonna be at? They're gonna be at OKC, man. They're gonna be away, bro. That makes it worse. At least the Knicks gonna be home. To have the crowd rally against them, bro. Minnesota gonna be on the road. Yeah, man. Minnesota gonna be on the road, bro. At least they got the Lakers out of here. At least at least they got the Lakers out of here, and at least we got last year's champions out of here. That's what we could say, right? Y'all got the Lakers, LeBron, Luka, all the hype. Y'all sat that down immediately. We could say the Knicks. We could say we sat down last year's champions. We could say we sat them down. How about that? They won last year. They lost to the Knicks. It's do or die. Yeah, you're right. You can't think game to game. You got to think of this right here. Do or die. You're right. My fault. I'm talking about game 9. Do or die. For real. It's do or die now. Now we ain't no more key. Nah, it's yo. They trying to close a casket on y'all. You know what I mean? That's what they trying to close a casket on us. Oh, nah. That's how I got it. If I'm them, bro, I'm like, nah. I can't let this happen, bro. I gotta at least put blood in their mouth. That's, you know what I mean? At least put blood in their mouth. Man, that's like a bully just bullying y'all. And you know what I mean? And the hits is not phasing the bully. Yeah, at least gotta put blood in his mouth. Make him respect your basketball. You know what I mean? Make him respect it. I want to be tied up. We all going to game 7, tied up. You know what I'm saying? Series tied up. Boom, boom. Respect my basketball, bro. That's what I want. Respect my basketball, bro. That's on, bro. Hurry up, man. The Pacers ain't respecting the Knicks basketball. They ain't respecting that. But, respect my basketball. But yeah, man. Last year, man, the Pacers did the same thing, man. They did the same thing to us, man. I hate the Pacers. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I hate the Pacers more than the Bulls. More than the Bulls, bro. I hate the Pacers when it comes to our Knicks, bro. Our Knicks, I hate the Pacers with a passion, bro. Y'all don't understand, man. That choke they did in 20, you know what I mean? Game 1. They did the Reggie choke. Like, come on, man. Y'all rubbed it in our faces again. Like, why y'all bullying us again, man? We just trying to get a win. We just trying to get a championship ring. And here y'all go. Damn. Always the Pacers when it comes to us, bro. Always them. Casket Club. Oh, hey, yo, bro. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying, bro. Why they just can't say, you know what, let's let the Knicks win this time, man. Damn. How much time did y'all beat up on us, man? They're always beating up on the Knicks, man. Always, bro. They, you know what I mean? They're like big bro. And we like little bro. Big bro always come messing up your play. You like, big bro. We like, we gotta face the Pacers in this thing, man. We just got past Boston, which was a fight for our life. Now we gotta go against Indiana. Oh, y'all see how game one was. Indiana was every that's their style, bro. They fast pace. The Knicks can't keep up with that. Knicks cannot keep up with that, bro. The Knicks is tired right now. You know? But we need them. They go. We at home now. The Knicks, they been, that's big bro in them. Big bro in them. If Indiana win it all, man. Big Zesty. Yo. Who's called Big Zesty? Who the hell named himself Big Zesty? Who that? Who's Big Zesty? Yeah, man. If they win it all, man. If they win it all, bro, it's because they got past us. We was, you know what I mean? If the Pacers win this series, bro, it's because we let them. And that's supposed to be our series. If they win, is we let them, bro. That's gonna be the you know what I mean. If they win the series, I said it's not over yet. You know what I mean. I ain't counting out my Knicks, bro. I ain't counting out them Knicks, bro. If the Pacers win this series, bro. If, bro, it's a big if, bro. Mitchell Robinson call himself Big Zesty. Come bug. You for real? He call himself Big Zesty. Yo. Yeah. Hell yeah. Indiana, Oklahoma. Shit, man. It might be them, it might be them. They call it Cat a Zest Monster. Oh, man. That's crazy, man. Not Cat. Not Cat. Yeah, that's small markets. But yeah, like small cities. Like Indiana, you know, I'm pretty sure they don't got a population of 1 million people. They probably don't even got a population of 1 million people. Let me see. Indiana's population. Oh, they got 6.9 million people. Okay, that's Indiana's population. They got 6 million people. That's still kind of small for a major city. That's like a town. You know what I'm saying? That's a town. New York City population. Yeah, that's like a town. Not really. New York. We only got 8 million people here. I thought it was more than that. No, this is New York population. So we got 8.2 million people here. Thought we had more. That's when we got 8.2 million people. So yeah, they're gonna sell that championship merch. The same way Kansas City, the Chiefs, they started dominating. They became a championship city. We want to be a championship city, man. I want to gloat. I want to boast. I want to wear my New York Knicks apparel with pride. Yeah. Hey, yo, he only sold 3,000 records. All that internet wolfing he been doing, bro. The self-proclaimed OYN. All that Jimmy been doing. Dissing Cam to get a buzz. Cam throw him an alley-oop. Jimmy dissing Kanye to get a buzz. Kanye throw him an alley oop, and the man only sold 3,000 records. 3,000, man. Yo, and Jimmy's a well-known name, bro. Doing something wrong, Jim. Yeah, RC. He called himself an old YN. Jimmy is a self-proclaimed old YN. He called himself that, an old YN. But here's the thing. He never elevated like Cam and Mace. I mean, saw Cameron and Mace. They in suits. They dressing mature. They talking mature. They rapping every day. They on the YouTube thing. They doing professional things at their age. Where all of them, cause Jimmy came up in the '90s too, so he supposed to done elevate the craft, but he want to go backwards. Call himself an old YN and still doing rap stuff. This is a young man's game. It's a young man's game, Jimmy. I don't care how you know what I mean, going through your midlife crisis, and I get it, but it's a young man's game. Shout out to Cam and Mace. Yeah, man, they got back together and they making that money. They got back together. They they got matured, man. Maturity, man. Maturity, man. Especially if you was, a wild rapper, like, they always wild Dipset, but you gotta elevate even with the locks, man. Styles P, they're all in a different time frame, bro. Why is Jimmy the only one stuck in that YN phase? Jimmy's the only one. Everybody else on elevated, they done moved on. Jimmy's still trying to live that second childhood, bro. And that's real cringy to me. That's cringe, bro. I'm like, what is Jimmy doing, bro? What is Jimmy doing? They're the first song to get sampled by. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And you know what's crazy? He said Fat Joe a liar. Fat Joe. Fat Joe, man. Like even with the Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast, like that ain't gonna last. Fat Joe and Jadakiss got a podcast on YouTube, right? First off, what makes them mesh? Like why them two? That was random. I was scrolling through my YouTube and I seen a Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast. I'm like, hold up, let me check it out. No chemistry. Fat Joe is over talking Jadakiss. That's one thing I don't like about Fat Joe. He always over talking people, bro. He always gotta he like to hear his own voice or something. Cause he always over talking Jada, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, how you gonna over talk the next man a podcast? If I mean, if you wanna talk, go live on your IG. Go live by yourself, bro. Then you could say whatever. I mean, but when you sharing a podcast, we want to hear Jadakiss side too, bro. You be cutting them off. I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna last. I could see Jadakiss already like thinking like, this is a bad idea. Fat Joe talk too much, and he don't want nobody else to get their word in. That is a narcissist. Somebody who don't want to hear nobody else's opinion. You just want to you be the center of attention. Okay, cool. Get your own live stream. When you in a podcast with a co-host, y'all both gotta share the same talking space. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Gotta share the same talking space. You over talking Jadakiss. People tell you the truth. People just came to the podcast with Jada anyway. They ain't come for you. They came to the podcast with Jadakiss, bro. And you know what I mean? Jopra. He called himself Jopra years ago. That means he like to talk, bro. Talk. That's all Fat Joe does. He dominated the podcast. You know, Jadakiss chill back. He ain't gonna say nothing. He gonna let Joey Crack do what he does. But come on, man. Fat Joe's a narcissist. 100%. Watch Jim Jones' latest music video. He dressed in NBA. All 50 Cent ops doing bad. Hey, yo. Gotta leave 50 alone, man. Leave 50 alone. NBA Young. Yeah, what is Jim Jones on, man? I could tell you what Jim Jones is on. Midlife crisis, man. A lot of men go through midlife crisis. They don't want to get old. That's the problem with Jimmy. Jimmy don't want to get old. Jimmy wants to be young forever. Jimmy don't want to embrace, maturity. Jimmy damn near 50 years old. And he don't want to embrace it. He don't want to embrace that. If you look at him, Jimmy want to stay young forever. Why you think he called a vampire? Vamp life. Vampires don't age. Don't let that go over your heads. He called his brand Vamp Life. Vampires don't age. Jimmy ain't trying to age. He's trying to be a vampire like his brand. That's bars right there. It's bars right there. You know what I'm saying? He said, watch Jim Jones' latest video. What's the name of it? What's the name of the video? You'll see Jadakiss dressing like that. Nah, bro. We got to embrace when we get older. We can't stay young forever. I get it. The young phase of your life is the best phase. I get when you young, you carefree, you ain't got no bills to pay, you running around, you not experiencing everything for the first time. I get it. That's the best part of a person's life. But you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You don't see Jadakiss dressing like that. 100% right. Jadakiss is on his mature phase. Jadakiss, Jordan. This is what Jadakiss is doing. Jadakiss' daughter. This is what Jada's doing. This is what Jadakiss is doing. Now look at this. Jadakiss' daughter just graduated. This is what Jadakiss is doing. This is Jadakiss. He's celebrating his daughter's graduation and all that. That's Jadakiss. That's Kiss. That's Jada right there. We got to grow up, man. We got to grow up. We got to embrace our kids' graduations and, you know what I'm saying? That's Jadakiss, man. Salute to him. And his son is all the way out the way. His son don't get into no goofy stuff. Jadakiss' son is not a crash out. His son is a good kid. And Jadakiss still have a relationship with his father. They are actually in business. You know what I'm saying? Jadakiss' father. They're actually in business, man. Come on, man. Look, Jadakiss launches Kiss Cafe coffee brand with his father and son. That's Jadakiss, his father and son. They going for generational wealth, man. Wake up. They going for generational wealth. Respect. 100%. This is what you're supposed to be doing when you a rapper in your 40s. You're supposed to elevate, grow up. You're supposed to grow up, bro. Now Jadakiss is working with his father and his son. That's generational wealth. Keep the money in the family, bro. Jim Jones is also following the theme of his central music. Yeah, bro. I don't want to hear that stuff from Jimmy no more. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear a Jim Jones song, bro. Respectfully. I don't care for it. Not at this time, bro. I don't care for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care for no Jim Jones song. That's why, that's why Mod Gang put he only sold 3,000 units in a city of 8 million. You from New York City. This is your home, Jimmy. 8 million people here. You only sold 3,000 units. Find something else to do. You know what I'm saying? Find something else to do. The interest for you is not there. There's no interest for Jimmy Jones. And why you call yourself Jim Jones, bro? I'm from Guyana, bro. I'm from Guyana. And you call yourself Jim Jones. You know who Jim Jones is? You know who Jim Jones is? And you call yourself that? Who is Jim Jones? You know who Jim Jones is, man? I don't think y'all know who Jim Jones is, man. And he got the nerve to call himself that. And that's where I'm from. And that man went there and he gave my Guyanese people Kool-Aid to drink. And it wasn't Kool-Aid. And you name yourself after him, Jim Jones. This who you name yourself after. That's Jim Jones right there. That's Jim Jones. That's Capo. That's Jim Jones. That's who you name yourself after, man. He went to my country, Guyana, and did those horrendous things. You got the nerve to name yourself after him. Sick, man. Yeah. And look at the people that run with Jim Jones, bro. They all 40 and over, and they're all YNs. They're all old YNs that runs with Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't giving them no game. They ain't teaching them nothing. They just yes men who gonna follow everything he say. They ain't gonna check him and say, yo, Jimmy, man, it's over, bro. Find something else. Invest in something else. Do something else. That's what a real friend will tell you. But they just there for the free weed, the money, the hoes. You know what I'm saying? The liquor, the free food, kid stuff, entourage stuff. When you first on tour, and you first came into the game. But when you gonna elevate? When? Come on, man. When you gonna elevate? That's like a rapper coming out and his name is out. Yeah, bro. Exactly. Like he coming out and his name is that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't. So Jimmy got money. Just invest in something else. A 40-ounce bottle. He with a 40-ounce. They still make those. That's what I'm saying. 40-ounce bottle, bro. They still make those things. 40, man. Yo, when in the 90s, I used to drink 40. We had the T-shirt. 40 and a blunt. That's all I want. Now y'all know the T-shirt. If y'all you know, been off the porch. 40 and a blunt. That's all I want. That was the that was the get right package. 40 and a blunt. He still do. He never elevate, bro. Like you, at what point Jimmy gonna elevate, bro? My man said he had a bottle with a 40-ounce. Now you really showing your age. Then YNs are like, what is a 40? Even the YNs don't know what a 40 is. Like, 40, what is that? What is that? Was that made with payphones and beepers? Was that with payphones and beepers? Yeah, 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 yeah. They still make them. I know they still make them, but it's not popular no more. That's dead. That's dead stock. Nobody, you know what I mean? That's dead stock. Nobody drink 40s no more. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a time in the 90s where it was lit. 40 and a blunt. That ain't lit no more. You know what I mean? You got to know when to put stuff down. That's not lit no more. 40s is for, you know, for the big drunks and all that, man. That's what I mean. That's what that's for. Other than that, man, stay away from it. Word, man. Them hoodlick, yeah, them 40s what's the other one? That them drunks. What's the other one? The Full Loco. They got the Full Loco. Um, Mad Dog 20, Mad Dog 40 or something. That stuff, man. That stuff will burn a hole in your liver. You know what I'm saying? Leave that stuff alone, gang. I don't drink anyway. I used to when I was younger. You know, just strictly the herbs, man. Pick one poison and leave it alone. Wild Irish Rose. What about Cisco? Y'all ever know about Cisco? Cisco. In our hood, we call it crack juice. That Cisco, man, that had you fighting. That makes you want to fight. That Cisco was wild, boy. It was only $2 or something. You know what I mean? That's how it wasn't the 90s, man. Everything was $2. Like, yeah, but we left that back then. That's my whole point. We left that back there. We elevated, grew. I show y'all elevation. Jadakiss, the juices for life, and you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Joel Santana, he had a buzz. Joel had a buzz, but I don't know what happened. He was screaming at Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne, Joel's and Lil Wayne. Can't Feel My Face album. I was waiting for that. Joel's was on fire. Cisco was that bum juice, bro. For real, Derek. We call it crack juice out here, bro. Me and my boy used to drink that, and we used to just be in the crib just fighting, bro. You know, not real fighting, just fighting, testing our skills. You know what I'm saying? Wild 90s, bro. That Cisco. Ooh, whoo, it does something to you, boy. We in the crib just scrapping. Boop, 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 boop. Yo, bro. Oh man, son. Yeah, Jewels. I think Jewels was on some wild drugs. You know what I'm saying? Just wild drugs, bro. Like when you get rich, you got to maintain your habits, bro. Cause people gonna slip you some stuff to get you hooked. We got a rich person hooked to my. Come on, gang. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be on point. You got to be on point. Like the same way the dude for the wire, DMX, all of these people catching, you know, you know, man, some, I'm leave that there though. Yeah, but I just stick to my bud, bro. I don't want no perks. I don't want no lean. I don't want no Zans. I don't want nothing, bro. I'm old school. Yeah, 50 clown. Get T for that. Oh, yo, get T for yo, bro. And you know what's crazy, bro? Dame Dash is finished. Let's talk about Dame Dash now. No, I like how you mentioned Dame Dash. Dame Dash is cooked, bro. Dame Dash is cooked, bro. He just lost another lawsuit. Dame Dash got like 4 or 5 lawsuits, bro, in place right now. Dame Dash got no money. Dame Dash got no money. He just lost his recent lawsuit, bro. Another one. Dame Dash lawsuits. He just lost another lawsuit, bro. Dame Dash is cooked, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. He is finished out here. I'm like, damn. And I was reading up on Dash. I'm like, man, you can't teach me nothing. You can't teach me nothing, Dame. You owe all this money. They took your network. They took your network away. That American knew. They took that. Dame Dash, you looking crazy out here. Let me see. I seen a. I see Dame Dash in his latest order to pay. See, this was 4 million. He had to pay 4 million, and this was in March, and he lost another lawsuit for over 800,000 on top of the child support, top of all. Come on, Dame. You know, actions speak louder than words. You could talk all that talk, but your actions show you in debt to your eyeballs, gang. You in debt to your eyeballs. You can't teach me nothing. Only thing Dame Dash could teach me is not how to be too aggressive when you in business and not how to burn your bridges when you get in the door. Yeah, they squares and all that. Dame Dash was aggressive on the squares, cracking jokes on them, making them feel bad, probably smacking them up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get you back in the long run because they outnumber the bully. So it's 10 of us here. Okay, 10 of us is gonna scheme to get you out of here, Dame. We all gonna scheme to get you out of here. We're gonna give Jay a price Jay can't refuse. Jay gonna stab you in the back, and you're done. That's exactly what happened. They gave Jay-Z a price he's gonna refuse. Jay stabbed Dame in the back, and Dame is out of here. Yo, top of the morning time. What's up? What's up, man? Always remember your true wealth, money, power. It's never over till it's over. Next, let's go. So I'm talking about, man. I like that motivational comment right there. Sound like Dame need a couple of regular. Yo, yeah, bro. Dame is in crazy debt, son. And you know what's crazy? Dame Dash was coming down to Ebro. Dame Dash was coming down to Charlemagne and all of them. And right now, in the present day, they doing better than Dame Dash. Dame Dash is, whew, Dame Dash is going through it, man. Dame Dash is going through it, y'all. So Dame Dash was ordered to sell his film studio and streaming network. So Dame Dash's financial downfall has deepened. A federal judge in New York has ordered the sale of assets tied to the Dash Group, his business, held entirely under his wife, Raquel Horn's name. So Dame Dash was moving a business under his wife's name. And the judge went under his wife's name, the business under his wife's name, to settle a debt stemming from a 2019 copyright lawsuit. Mm, 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 mm. So author and filmmaker, this is the female, Edwina Brooks, sued Dash that year, accusing him. Let's go back to that. Dame Dash might be. Yo, at your local Wendy's, motivation and success starts once you wake up in the real morning. On gang, man, my dude be come with that positive message. You right on time, time. Time is right on time. Okay, let's get back to the article real quick. I want to get back to the article. All right, so article right here. Okay, so this is Dame Dash, y'all. So this is a woman. So she's an author and filmmaker. Edwina Brooks sued Dash that year, accusing him of releasing a film adaptation of her Mafietta book series without consent. So she's accusing him of releasing a movie, a documentary of her book without her consent. She won a $78,000 judgment in 2020, which Dash never paid He countersued and lost, then allegedly hid assets through shell companies like the Dash Group and Popperton LLC. So Dame Dash lost the first judgment. He did a countersuit, lost again, and then he tried to hide assets. They said allegedly hid assets through shell companies like the Dash Group and Popperton LLC. With legal fees and interest, Dash now owes closer to $100,000. And he can't even pay that. You know he broke. If you can't pay that 100,000 and you the big Dame Dash, you broke. After repeated attempts to collect. So after repeated attempts to collect, he broke, bro. He can't pay 100,000 debt, bro. You don't got no money. After repeated attempts to collect, Brooke asked the court to force a sale of his holdings. The judge appointed a receiver to liquidate Hahn's ownership of the Dash Group, which court document lists as fully in her name. The company includes several of Dash Prize ventures, his American news streaming service, the CEO by Dash platform, and the children's book, Dusko Goes to Space. So she even took the children's book. She even took little Dusko book. Damn. Dash is now required to turn over company records. Proceeds from the sale will be used to pay Brooks. So Dash is now required to turn over company records. Proceeds from the sale will be used to pay Brooks. So you ain't even making no money. Everything you turn over, the proceeds go straight to Brooks. You ain't even making no money right now. Everything you got to do is to pay the debt. This follows the November 2024 auction of Dame Dash 1/3 stake in Rockefeller Records, which brought in just $1 million. Like a 30th stake in Rockefeller, only $1 million. They lowballed you, bro. He was so desperate. He, yo, yo, my man, like, yo, I'm gonna throw in a chain. Come on, bro. Jay-Z has always been shady ever since he shook hands with the man. Plan has always to get Dash out the Rockefeller, but Dash is a hustler. Cannot kill a hustler. It's from Harlem. Nah, Dash is cooked. Dame Dash is cooked right now. You know, yeah, Jay's a snake. So you know what I mean? A snake is gonna tell you I'm gonna bite you. A snake just gonna bite you. So you gotta have a plan B, bro. You should have been saving up. You should have been knowing I can't burn bridges. You know what I'm saying? If I burn bridges, ain't nobody gonna throw a life raft for me, bro. Ain't nobody gonna throw a life raft for Dame Dash. Cause he burned too much bridges. He was too aggressive. He ain't know how to be, you know, uh, um, a humble businessman, bro. At that point, bro, you got to be a humble businessman, bro. You can't be coming in there all austere, man. You gotta know how to move, man. That's on, bro. Like So if I know I'm dealing with a snake, I got plan B, plan C in effect. A snake is gonna tell me when he gonna bite me. A snake is gonna say, "Hey, I'm a snake. I'm gonna bite you." They just gonna bite, and I'm gonna be ready, so I could move accordingly, bro. My man Jay got over 2 billion, bro. 2 billion, and Dame is broke, and that was your best friend. I'll be sick. I'll be sick, bro. To know the homie I came up with, yo, got 2 billion, bro, and we don't even speak. He can't even throw me a lifeline because we don't even speak. That's crazy, man. Everybody that was part of Rockefeller Auto J is still making money, and Memphis Bleak is part of. Yeah, man. Word. Even Kareem Biggs is back there. Even Biggs is back. But Dame just got that approach, like, you know what I mean? That approach, he's too arrogant, man. Even Biggs is back, and Biggs never spoke. Forget that, man. This was all over Leah, man. If y'all don't understand, the whole friction was over Aaliyah. It was over Aaliyah, man. The whole friction, bro. So it was over Aaliyah, man. All of this was over Aaliyah. Everybody wanted a piece of Aaliyah. Everybody. Everybody wanted a piece of Aaliyah. Okay. So this follows November 2024 auction of Dash one-third stake in Rockefeller Records, which brought in just 1 million. Nearly 200,000 went to unpaid child support. So the minute he got the money, 200 grand is gone to unpaid child support. While 1.7 million was applied to his overdue New York State taxes. So he owed child support in the hundreds of thousands. He owed taxes 1.7 million in unpaid taxes. Nah, bro, you can't teach me nothing, bro. Dame Dash, you can't teach me shit. Excuse my language. Dame Dash also owes 800 tied to the film Dear Frank, along with a 4 million defamation ruling and 8 million in back taxes. What? Let me read that again. Dame Dash also owes 823,000 separate judgment tied to the film Dear Frank, along with a 4 million defamation ruling and 8 million in back taxes. That's your Dame Dash. He's cooked out here. He's cooked. Yeah, he made a lot of enemies in that business, bro. You can't come into the business making enemies, bro. You really gotta set your foot. Like Jay and these guys didn't even set their foot in the door yet, and Damon's already crashing out. Nah, bro, that is bad for business. This ain't the streets, bro. This is not the streets. Dame Dash was incorporating the streets mentality in boardroom meetings, bro. You seen a Def Jam meeting? My man's walking around the whole thing like, my man think it was Nino at the Carter. You know what I'm saying? Think it was Nino at the Carter, man. Walking around the table. So who arranged this meeting? Like, come on, bro. You know who arranged the meeting. Jay sang a song. That meeting was me. I arranged the meeting. And you see that guy right there? He is here on my behalf. The minute Dame seen that boy, I forgot his name. But the minute Dame seen him there, he knew he was there on behalf. Dame should have just left. Should have just left. At that right there, he should have just left, bro. That marketing plan was me. That's what Jay said. Jay said that. But they ain't gonna. Nah, they ain't gonna take everything at once. He got some arrangements, man. But he burned so much bridges, he can't call on Jay. Yeah, like I don't even know if you could call on Kanye. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody want to be seen with Dame. That's the problem, bro. Nobody want to be seen with you. It's like nobody want to help you, even 50 Cent. He's kind of hesitant to help you. Because the minute he even mention your name, your teeth fall out. Some some crazy stuff start happening, bro. And it's gonna be tied to me. So 50 Cent, like, I'm gonna fall back. This man done embarrassed himself too much. Too much. And he's cooked, bro. Dame Dash is finished, bro. He's done. There's no more American New. He can't. What is he gonna go? What is he gonna talk about on his videos after all of this came out? What do you possibly got to say to people that we're gonna believe? I know how to read. I know how to read. And what I'm reading is you in debt to your eyeballs. Come on, man. You ain't telling me nothing. You in debt. Lyor Cohen was the man that was telling Jay-Z, get rid of yep. And was Jay-Z, yep. It was hard for, yeah, man. Because he was going back and forth with Lyor. Like, he made enemies with Lyor. You know what I mean? Because Dame was pushing the independence early in the game. And Lyor was the opposite. So they crossed. And Jay-Z was in the middle. And Lyor made him an offer he couldn't refuse. He told, Lyor told him, you get rid of Dame Dash, you become the president of Def Jam. And Jay-Z thinking ahead. He thinking, I become the president of Def Jam, I could screw over LL Cool J, DMX, Redman, because these people are still his competition. So if I'm the president and my competition is under me, oh, I'm going to screw y'all over. DMX complained about it. Redman complained about it. They all complained about Jay-Z not doing his job to promote them. So Jay-Z was thinking about, I'm going to get rid of all of y'all. I'm going to mess up all y'all careers. And DMX was throwing shots at Jay-Z through his whole career. Why you think I gave you the crown? So I could shoot it off your, you know what I mean? So I could shoot it off your head. That's a shot to Jay-Z. A lot of shots to Jay-Z was, yeah, man. Jay was thinking, I'm going to mess up all their careers. Jay was still in competition mode, so he needed that. Oh, I'll take Def Jam. At some point, he might have to put his pride aside and go in the real world and work for a former celeb that has fallen star. Dame Dash never worked a day in his life. That's what people don't understand. Dame Dash never worked a day in his life. Dame Dash grew up in the streets as a hustler. Dame Dash's mother died at a young age. When his mother died, he became fearless. That's what he said. He said, my fear happened. So, I confronted my fears, which was my mother passing. He said, after that, I became fearless. So Dame Dash is smart enough to figure it out. But these debts is mounting up, bro. We talking 8 million here. We talking 4 million here. We talking 200,000 here. You ain't gonna never see no money, because the minute it comes in, it goes to the debts, bro. That's why he's cooked, bro. Any bag he sees, it goes straight to debts, bro. I done called out a $8 million debt he owed, a $4 million. That's a $12 million right there. So if he comes across a $12 million bag, guess where it's going? To his debts. So any bag he come across, it's not for him, bro. He got to pay off these debts, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy out here for him. He even messed up with he messed up with a lot of people. Dame Dash, Dame Dash used to just snap on the nerves. You a nerd, and crack on them, make them feel bad. Like, come on, bro. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that when the nerves control everything. Who who you think controls everything? The nerds, the squares. Revenge of the Nerds. You seen that movie? Revenge of the Nerds. Guess what? The nerds taking revenge. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to know how to move accordingly, man. That's what I'm saying. Accordingly. Yeah, he don't know what to do with himself, bro. Dame Dash is screwed, bro. He's cooked. He owes 8 million, 4 million 200,000. And the minute he sold his catalog for 1 million, 200,000 went to child support. So anything you get, it's gone. Gone, bro. It's over. Cause the streets, the hustle, the street game is over. Too much, man. They don't know, RC. The street game is over, bro. Unpinned message. The street game is over, bro. Know what I'm saying? Like, even the hustlers, the big time hustlers in the 90s, guess what they did? They washed their money. They went legit. Get out the game. You know, that's not, it's no 401k in that game. It's no pension plan in that game. It's no trust. It's no loyalty. You get in, you get out. 50 Cent got in and he got out. He jumped into the rap game. Now he doing movies, he doing this. He was a big time hustler, but he knew, get in and get out. Go do something else. 50 just jumped into the rap. Blew up. He ain't got to look back there. So all his old hustlers like, oh, snap, that's Boo Boo. Damn, that's Boo Boo now in suits. You know, Boo Boo shaking hands with mayors and, you know what I'm saying? That's elevation. You don't do this to get caught or hustle until you get caught. Now that's really a trap. Yeah, I'm in the trap. Yeah, you're in a trap for real. Idiots. You wash your money. 50 washed his money with the rap game. How about that? Never look back. Jay-Z did the same thing. Young Jeezy did the same thing. They all do the same thing. You don't stay in that forever, man. How crazy, man. You don't stay in that thing forever, man. For real, man. You want that, you want that clean money, that legit money, that feel good money, that legit money, man. Ain't nothing feel better than that. Knowing police can't mess with you, man, cause you nice and legal. You know what I'm saying? That feel good, man. I ain't gotta watch my back, cause I know what that feel like, man. I was a hustler, man. I know what that feels like. I mean, like, come on, man. I ain't got time for that life no more, man. You gotta elevate. I believe Cam was on the show. It is what it is. He said, I believe Cam was talking about how he had to step away from Dame. Damn, even Cam stepped away from Dame? That's crazy. And Dame was the one pushing all of these people. Now, if everybody got to step away from you, bro, you the problem. You the problem, bro. If everybody keeps stepping away from me, I'm the problem. I got to check myself. I got to check. Damn. Even Cam stepped away. That's crazy. Unless they enjoy jail and prison. These dudes better clean up the right. Yeah, bro. You got to know how to, you know what I mean? You got to know how to pivot. And you got to know how to change like a chameleon, bro. You got to know how to change. Adapt, bro. Like you said, too many cameras out here. You can't do nothing. Everything is, recorded. If you do something, 9 times out of 10, somebody taping you. Somebody recording you that you don't know. Somebody taping you. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing. So why not go legit? So you don't got to worry about nothing. I don't want to do nothing. So I go legit. So I don't got to worry about nothing. I got to worry about nothing, man. I break no laws. I break no crime. And that's what I pride myself on, bro. My record is squeaky clean. Because I know when to get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? I don't wait till I get caught. That's a fool. That's a fool. You got to know when to strike and you got to know when to go, bro. Move like a ninja. Ninja vanish quickly. Without trace. Ninja, man. That's some bro. The industry is not the street, but you have to adapt. Yeah, man, you gotta adapt, man. And you gotta learn to adapt. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn to adapt, man. The industry is not the streets, man. It's not the streets, man. It's a whole different ball game. And you should, you know what I mean, if you're from the streets, you should know how to maneuver in the industry. You should know how to maneuver in the industry. If you're from the streets, you should know how to maneuver in anything in life. You know what I'm saying? You know how to maneuver. You know what I mean? You know when to turn down and not when, not get aggressive around people you don't gotta get aggressive on. That's the thing. If I don't gotta get aggressive, I ain't gotta show it. Cause now you know what I mean? I ain't gotta show it, bro. I treat people accordingly, bro. Now when it's time for that, okay, cool. But when we in a professional setting, let's act like it. Let's act accordingly. Act accordingly in life, man. It's too much old YNs out here, man. Old men trying to be young, trying to live this. Like, bro, it's time to grow up, bro. When are we gonna grow up? When are we gonna grow up and take responsibility, bro? 1 to 3 albums, but my thing is now, I read an article about Kendrick Lamar making close to 20 million in one night. Like, if you do anything, bro, you gotta strive for the real bag, bro. What are we here for? I'm here as a rapper. I'm here to hit shows. The more shows I do, not like us. It's still on the charts, bro. My man is still getting paid for this song he made what? Close to 2 years ago. Kendrick still getting paid. Kendrick is on a show. He made 14 million in Seattle. 14.8 million in one night. That should motivate other rappers, bro. If that don't motivate you, what are we here for? What are we here for? My man made 14 million in one night. No other rapper ever made that much. What are we here for? I'm here to sell merch. I'm here to take my show on the road. That's where the money at. You gotta go where the money at. Come on, man. I don't know. I'm just a different breed. I'm where the money at. We on the road. We gonna go here. We gonna go here. We gonna go here. I might not touch Kendrick money, but I'm gonna touch some money. 14 million and anything. You know what I mean? I'm reaching for that. I'm reaching for Kendrick level. My man made 14 million in one concert, bro. One night, 14 million. You kidding me? You kidding me? You kidding me, man? I, I don't know, man. Y'all rappers, I gotta learn the game. Y'all gotta get on the road, man. Y'all gotta stop playing this goofy stuff. There's money out here in shows. You know, like even if you make 2,000 a night, that French Montana started with 2,000 a show. You gotta start somewhere, but you gotta start. French Montana was making 2,000 a show. That sink in was. Keyword was. I remember when 50 Cent first came out and the brother said he was going to be like a fire hydrant in the industry. And I thought about that. You cannot move a hydrant. Yeah, man. And when 50 Cent first came out, Jay-Z won his camp. Jay-Z won Memphis Bleak. Jay-Z won everybody in Rockefeller. Yo, y'all drop albums now. 50 Cent is coming. That 50 Cent wave is coming. Jay seen it. Jay seen that 50 Cent wave. He said, yo, if y'all gonna drop now. That 50 Cent wave is coming. And when it's coming, it's gonna overflood everything. And it did. That 50 Cent wave was serious. That was serious. That's how you you got a guerrilla market, man. You gotta have a smart marketing team, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be on a show. You gotta get this money, man. Are you talking 14 million one night? Damn, that's where hip hop came. When Biggie said, "Oh, I never thought hip hop would make it this far." Yo, Biggie, they making 14 million in one night, Big. Yo, Big, yo, Pac, making 14 million in one night. Never thought hip hop would make it this far. Yo, Big, they making money. Yo, Pac, yo, Easy E, yo, Big Pun, all the legends. These rappers making 14 million. One of them make 14 million one night. Jesus. Big L. Yes, sir. I love Big L, man. Big L had that, yo, bro. Big L just had them bars, yo. Like Big L punchlines, bro, was sick. Big L, man. Let's get some Big L lyrics. Big L lyrics. Let me see. Big L, man. I love Big L. Yeah, man. Big L. Big L said, man, I get more dimes than a Sprint lady. Now, y'all remember Sprint phones? I remember Sprint phones. I get more dimes than a Sprint lady. He said, yo, Big L is different, man. I get more dimes than a Sprint lady. That's real. Big L. I love Big L, man. Biggie issue was Diddy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That, you know what I'm saying? Even Biggie said, Biggie in that Miss You song, he said, why my dude couldn't stay in NY. We said the same thing about Biggie, yo. Why Biggie couldn't stay in NY. I'm a thug, but I stay for 3 days and I cry. Look in the sky, ask God why. Same thing Biggie said to his boy. Damn, why my nigga couldn't stay in NY. I'm a thug, but I stay for 3 days and I cry. We think the same thing. Why Big couldn't stay in NY. And Gene Deal, man. Gene Deal is a snake. Gene Deal, man. Gene Deal sacrificed Big for a bag, man. Gene Deal was the last one that could have saved Biggie's life. He had one more opportunity to save Biggie's life when Puffy told him, get your ass in this truck or you're never going to be working for Bad Boy again. Because Gene Deal knew, oh, this is it. The time is now. And what did Gene Deal do? Instead of Gene Deal say, yo, forget that. I'm still going to ride on the side of this truck with my guns out, ready to shoot anything. You know what I'm saying? He got inside of the truck. He was the last one. He was the last line that could have saved Biggie's life. And Gene Deal folded. Because Diddy, the plan was already in effect. The plan was already in effect. And Gene Deal was trying to interrupt it every time. And Puffy was curving all of that. Until the last moment, Gene Deal said, yo, I got the ride on the side of this trucks. You know what I'm saying? Puffy said, you better get your ASS in here or you won't be working for, you know what I mean? Gene Deal said it twice. And Puffy said it more aggressive. Like, yo, Gene Deal, I'm going to tell you one more time. You don't get your ass in this truck, you ain't going to be working for Bad Boy ever again. Gene Deal got in the truck. Couple seconds later, Big was dead. Big was dead. So Gene Deal got some involvement in that too, man. I mean, you coming off like you some superhero. Nah, man, you ain't saved the day. The main star ain't come back. You ain't saved the day, Gene Deal. You be coming off on this YouTube like you ain't never saved the day, bro. You let money overtake you, bro. Because you knew the threat was real. Yo, Puff, y'all don't care what you say, Puff. I'm riding on the side of this truck with my guns out. Anything stop at the light, even if it look funny. I'm squeezing. Executive orders, Puff. That's it. I gotta do my job. So you let Puff deny you from doing your job just so you could get paid at Bad Boy, and he still fired you anyway. Come on, Gene. Come on, Gene. Come on, Gene. You know what I mean? You knew the threat was real. They kept calling y'all. Know what I'm saying? Forget the money at that point, man. I got to make sure, man, we all make it back home. Gene Deal took the deal. That's bars right there, bro. Better flee hops before you turn your head, flown 3 blocks. Psst. Better flee hops before you get your head blown 3 blocks. Yeah, man, them bars is crazy, man. Big L was him. That's why, yeah, Cameron, yep. The Children of the Corn, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z was, you already know, Jay-Z, man, was biting Big L style. You already know, anybody that's hot, Jay-Z was around them. Jay-Z was a culture vulture too, man. Let's not get it twisted, bro. If you was hot, Jay-Z was taking your songs. Look at the Locks. He took their Fiesta. And then it came back with a Fiesta remix, dissing that man, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Anything he was hot, Jay-Z taking little Chris voice and you know what I'm saying? Taking what's the Skino Hook from Give It To Me, Give Me That Funk. That's you know what I mean? That's what Jay was, man. Jay, anytime he hot, Jay was coming to like. Yep. And then when he signed Big L, he was gonna shelf Big L. You know what I'm saying? That's all Jay wanted to do. Take the competition and put him on the shelf. He thinking strategic. He ain't thinking hip hop. He thinking, oh, I want to destroy his career. I want to destroy his career. The minute Biggie died, Jay came out with the song, "The City Is Mine." Yeah, Playboy, let me take those rings. With a city with amnesia, they won't forget your name. Damn, Jay. You already claiming, the king of what? A man just died, bro. Biggie just died, bro. Forget that king talk. You ready to just did he sign the deal with Big L? I mean with Jay-Z? No, I didn't think he signed that deal. Let me make sure. Did Big L sign the deal with Jay-Z before his death? Let me see. Did he sign that deal? Uh, no. Big L did not sign a deal with Jay-Z before his death, but they were close to finalizing an agreement. They was close to finalizing an agreement, but they ain't signed a deal. It was close though. Very close. Yeah. Yo, he smoked Jay-Z on that freestyle. Y'all heard that freestyle like 15 years ago? Big L and Jay-Z. He smoked him on that freestyle. Nas said Big L. Yeah, Big L was gonna be a problem, bro. Yeah, Nas was scared of everybody. Yo, let's keep it 100. Nas been exposed. Nas been scared of everybody that was better than him, bro. Nas didn't like competition. Until he did the ether, but Nas said I was scared of Big. Like you said, Nas was scared of Big L. Nas was scared of Biggie. Nas had to rewrite verses. Nas didn't feel he was too. He was second guessing himself a lot amongst the greats. Nas in the 90s was second guessing himself a lot amongst the greats in the 90s. They was threats. There was some big monsters, man. You couldn't be whack around Big L, Biggie. Jay-Z wasn't even buzzing at the time. He was, Jay-Z was lukewarm. The time of Big and Pac was kicking up dust. Jay-Z was lukewarm. Jay-Z was lukewarm at that time. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Treat rappers death like a stepping stone. That's right. A stepping stone. Yeah, man. It was like, some of them be relieved. Like even though they supposed to be friends, they treat it as a business. If Biggie's not here no more, this opens up a lane for me to take all of the money that Biggie was making. It's a business to them, but it shouldn't be that way. We came up in a struggle. We went to high school together. Jay-Z, Biggie, Busta Rhymes, they all went to Westinghouse. We came up in a struggle. We was making songs together, broke. Now one of us fell through the casualties of life. I lose one of my brothers on the road to the riches. I don't care about who's better at that point, bro. At that point, I don't care who's better, bro. I done lost one of my brothers. We been in this rap thing. We was trying to get money together. We broke together. We smoking together. And here I am, billions up. And my boy Biggie can't celebrate the billions with me. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Biggie would have been the first billionaire. Forget that. Biggie was already on his billionaire timing. How y'all think about that? I think Biggie would have reached the billionaire status before Dre, Jay-Z, Kanye, Beyonce, Rihanna. I think Biggie would have got there faster. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about Biggie, bro. He was just ahead of the game. Him and Pac, they would have been billionaires immediately. If they had lived a little longer, they would have been billionaires. Pac work ethic was insane. I mean, Pac, nobody, he worked so much because he knew he had so much short time on this earth. I'm not guaranteed a long life. That's Pac and Biggie knew. How life rolled, I'm not guaranteed a long life. But the stuff I put out is going to live forever. You know what I'm saying? In a short amount of time, they put out work that's going to live forever. But Pac knew. Pac regimen was Hennessy and chicken wings. Hennessy and chicken wings. That's Pac whole thing. Hennessy and chicken wings. And he in the studio, shirt off, and he making what he got to do. Making songs that's going to outlive him. They got short lives. There's no reason we don't have at least one Nas and Biggie joined together. Nas backed out. Nas backed out of the song. What song was that? I think it was Give Me the Loot. Or one of those songs. Nas backed out of the song that he about to do with Biggie. Nas always second guessed himself amongst the great. Nas felt his verse wasn't good enough. Yep. Nas felt his verse wasn't good enough, and he backed out the song. And Biggie lost respect for him at that too. You know what I'm saying? So Nas was kind of scarier amongst the greats. Amongst the greats, you gotta, you gotta show your. You know what I mean? Nas was more. Yeah, man. Nas said it himself. He said it himself, man. Wu-Tang and them. Wu-Tang had beef with Biggie. Not beef, but Biggie was taking a lingo. How Biggie called himself the mafioso, and you know what I'm saying? At that point, it was just competition. It wasn't nothing serious, bro. It was all competition. They coming at the great. Biggie was killing this thing out here in New York. So they coming at the greats. Wu-Tang was coming at Biggie heavy. Shark niggas on the intro. They was coming at Biggie, man. Especially Raekwon. Like the Life After Death album, they was already squashed. RZA worked on the album. So it wasn't. It was competition, friendly competition, man. Yeah, but Nas wasn't ready for that smoke, man. Nas wasn't ready, man. I mean, Biggie was a big threat. Biggie and Pac, they was the big threat in the industry, bro. There was some threats, bro. You couldn't be whack. That's what I'm saying. It's a million whack rappers now. Back then, if you was whack like MC Hammer or what, you know what I mean? Trust me, it was whack people then. They ain't get no light. The whack people ain't get no light. Now, if you whack, you can still blow up whatever. Back then, you had to be nice to make money, bro. You had to have skills, bro. If you had no skills, you ain't making no money out here. You ain't making none unless you got a gimmick, like like MC Hammer. Run around in hammer pans and too legit, too legit to quit. Yeah, too legit. Hammer time. Unless you got some gimmick or something. But even then, them gimmicks was not respected. Not in the 90s. They respect Hammer and his. Come on, bro. Them things were shunned upon, bro. You have to have skills, son. You have to be nice. And that's on bro. You have to be nice back then. Yo, yo. I still got this one blunt right here. Been burning for like at least 2 hours, gang. It's amazing. This is what's this? What's this called? What's this called? Uh, I don't know. Uh, Appreciate y'all for being in the building, man. Ice Spice and Sexy Red would have been video girls only in the 90s. Now, let me tell y'all something, man. Even the females in the 90s, like Little Kim, that's showing the body, Trina, MC Light, Queen Latifah, what did they have? They had skills. They had bars. Even though Biggie was writing Lil Kim shit, but he still gave Lil Kim bars because you still got to spit it like it's yours. But they had skills. The Ice Spices and the Sexy Reds, they don't got no talent, bro. It's just shake what you got. Shake what your mom gave you. But that get boring, bro. You don't get tired of seeing a girl shake her butt. Maybe I'm just too educated, but that don't turn me on. A girl shaking her butt. Ooh, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna give you $1 million because you get naked in front of me. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. Ice Spice and Sexy Red. You know, they easy to take down, bro. Like even any female now, bro, you could take them down. You got money. Money talks in this generation. Sit. You ain't gotta have game. See, we had game back then. We had game. We could talk to Willie Bobos. We could spit out game. You ain't gotta have that. Here, ma. Here's a couple hundreds. Here's a couple thousands. I could buy you now. I could lease you. I could rent you. I rent you for a night. How much? They all got a price. So you gotta say how much for rent you for one night. You ain't even gotta small man. It's too easy. You know what I mean? But that's the setup. Not now you in a situation like Shannon Sharp. They setting you up for money. It's a come up era. Look at P. Diddy. Not one of them called the cops on Diddy, bro. Now you got this girl in there, understand, talking about Diddy kidnapped me, Diddy did this to me. You okay? You ain't go to the police. Okay, you went back and worked with him. You went back to work after he. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Everybody just out for the bag, bro. I'm talking about females. Their motives showing. Their motives is exposed, bro. Females' motives is being exposed, man. Is y'all seeing it? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just too much of a player, bro. But I can't be caught up like that. I tell you that much. Ain't no female gonna catch me like that, yo. My jersey is in the Raptors. I'm like more like a coach, general manager. My player days is over, man. Know what I mean? I used to talk girls out their money, man. Know what I'm saying? Talking about their money. That's me. That's my style. I ain't give them. I got it from them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I came. So when I see females flipping the script and they getting that 50 million payday, they cashing out these multi-million dollars, and Game got to sell his house to give to a chick who he didn't even penetrate. He just touched her butt. Now he got to give her 7 million. The game is twisted. I got to give you 7 million, and I didn't even get to hit it. Oh, nah, something wrong here. But that's the game's fault. The game didn't go to court to fight this stuff, man. She could have been lying on you, bro. Could have been lying on you all day long, but you ain't show up. So the judge gave a default judgment for 7 million. Now you got to give up your house, the same way this guy got to give up his house to 50 Cent. You got to give up your mansion in Calabasas to Priscilla. Come up season, man. I watched. I'm like, oh snap. I don't know who raised them. I don't know who raised them, but couldn't be me. Hashtag couldn't be me. Bro, I ain't going for that. I ain't going for that. I ain't going for none of that. Like that. They finesses, man. They good at the game. I watch them. They do their thing. They get the basketball players for the M's. Them basketball player pump a baby in a hood rat. She got you for 18 joints. She got you for 18 joints. She don't even want to be with you. Straight child support. Bang. Now you gotta pay that baby some 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month. That's the game they are. They go straight for them basketball players because they know they squares. They don't know the game. They run game on them. All day I hear about the basketball players. Yo, how about when they go meet up with Shorty? They don't even know. They go to a hotel. They do their thing. They fall asleep. All their jewelry is on the table. They wake up. They jewelry gone. They money gone. Shorty gone. How many times I heard that? A basketball player getting robbed for all his jewels by some chick. He trusts her enough to leave his jewels there while he's sleeping. He wake up, everything gone. All the time I hear about it. I'm like, she caught him for that. He too trusting. Crazy, man. Yo, stay blessed, Tom. I appreciate you, man. Get some omega-3 in your life, some crunchy grilled salmon, Spanish scallion, and mushrooms. That sounds good, man. That sounds good. Word, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Yes, sir. We had a good conversation. That's what we do here. We chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the crib today. I ain't going nowhere. I'm at home. You see? I'm not in the car today. I'm not in the vehicle. It's raining. We chilling. Chilling, you know what I'm saying? It's always good to be in your house, man. Like your home should be someplace where you want to be. You don't want to be in the streets all day. Some people don't even like to be in their home. Your home should have everything you need to be so you could, you know what I mean? You could be, you want to run home. Like, yeah, I'm glad my day is done. I could go home. Where's my heaven? Your home should be your heaven, man. Away from the madness of the world. Have your little piece of serenity, man. I love being home. As I get older, I realize, what I'm saying, that's where you need to be. Your crib, what I'm saying? I love it. They got everything I need here. That's on bro. Yeah, we got a lot of likes today, man. Appreciate y'all for them likes. Y'all already know, man. Y'all the real superstars, the MVPs. Y'all make the channel, know what I mean? If I don't get no views, the channel go nowhere. Y'all make the channel. So I appreciate y'all, man. I chop it up and eat every one of y'all. Even the trolls, man. I try to figure out the trolls angle. Because the trolls is your biggest fans. So I'm about to be like, why you trolling me? I guess they like attention. Trolls like attention. I get it. Yeah, but sir. See what's going on. So let's see. So they understand right now. We're hearing more testimony about the bombing of Kid Cudi's car, 2012, with a police officer. So we got a officer on the stand, an arson investigator taking a stand. So we got oh cops now involved in the thing, taking a stand. Let's see. Okay, LA firefighter and police officers. It's this is live right now. We live. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, so what's this? Uh, so all right, let's go ahead. Quick live update. So what's going on now in the courtroom is arson investigator dispute claims that contact with was linked to female DNA found in bottle. On cross-examination, the defense attorney Mark Agnifilo suggested that arson investigator Lance Jimenez contacted Capricorn Clark in March 2012 after receiving test results that revealed partial female DNA recovered from the glass bottle. Jimenez disagreed, saying he doesn't believe the timing was related. Prosecution done with cross-examination. Arson investigators say he tried to reach Ventura. So, Fire investigator Lance Jimenez said he made multiple unsuccessful attempts to make contact with Capricorn Clark, Cassie Ventura during his investigation in the months followed the fire that destroyed Kid Cudi car. At the time, Clark was an employee of Sean Diddy Combs and Ventura was dating Kid Cudi. Jimenez said he also tried to reach Ventura through a family member of hers. "17 minutes ago, the judge instructed jury to disregard the testimony about destroyed fingerprint cards. Judge Aaron instructed the jury that the question regarding the destruction of the fingerprint cards and the answers given are irrelevant to this case and this defendant and are not to be considered by you. So, the judge instructed that the question regarding the destruction of the fingerprint cards and the answer given are irrelevant to this case and this defendant and are not to be considered by you. He's telling the jury, don't consider this testimony here about the destroyed fingerprint cards. The jury was at a break 20 minutes ago. So, they was going for a mistrial. So 27 minutes ago, Judge Aaron denied the defense team mistrial motion. They went straight for a mistrial just now. The judge denied it. Judge said he does not believe that the jury was prejudiced and will give a curative instruction to the jury and strike the testimony about the fingerprint cards from the record. Mistrial. Wow. They wanted a mistrial because of the destroyed fingerprints card. They called a mistrial immediately. The judge denied it. And the prosecutor said a mistrial is absolutely unwarranted. Wow, they moving for a mistrial, man. Claim of bias against Sean Combs. That's gonna come out later today. They was going for a mistrial, and the judge denied it. You know? Wow, that's crazy. They tried it. They tried it. Claiming bias against Combs. That's what they was claiming. So, the defense attorney Shapiro says the defense moved for a mistrial based on prosecutorial misconduct. Some prospective jurors said during jury selection that they believed Sean Diddy Combs could buy his way out of things. So they want a mistrial for what this jury member said. This type of conspiracy theory is out there, and this type of implication, we believe these questions were designed to create playwrights into that. Shapiro said a mistrial is the only proper remedy to cure the outrageous prejudice created by the prosecution's conduct. So they're pushing for a mistrial, and the judge made a decision 27 minutes ago, and he denied the mistrial. They was pushing for a mistrial. The judge denied it. Wow. That's crazy. Judge shut that down. So it will be no mistrial. In the courtroom, Combs' three sons arrived. One son has his arm draped across his grandmother's shoulder. So we got grandmom there. Grandma's Combs is there. You know Sean Combs' mother is there. The judge said he'll instruct jury to disregard fingerprints card testimony. Before the break, Aaron investigator Lance Jimenez testified that Kid Cudi had his home swept for fingerprints after the trespassing incident in December 2011. Two fingerprints were recovered from the glass front door. Jimenez said he collected a card with those prints to compare to anything retrieved from the arson incident. Jimenez also testified that the print card that was kept with evidence from the arson case was destroyed by an LAPD officer in August 2012. It was destroyed. Jimenez, who was on the stand, testified that he typically had to sign off on the destruction of any evidence and submitted as a lead investigator. The defense objected to the line of questioning. During the break, judge said he would tell the jury to disregard the testimony about the fingerprint cards. They were suggesting to this jury that someone in this courtroom had something to do with the improper and suspicious destruction of these fingerprints. So they are suspecting somebody involved with the case has something to do with the destruction of these fingerprint cards. The jury had heard from two witnesses today. Mod Gang, appreciate y'all for tapping in, but I'm going to tap out. It's your boy Kavion. Yo, Time. Yo, RC. Yo, Derek. Open-minded. Mod Gang. I see y'all, man. Y'all have a good one. Give y'all 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go eat something. Kind of hungry now. Y'all have a great day, man. Hit that like, subscribe button on the replay. It's your boy Kavion out the building, y'all. Peace.